what's going on? It's Curtis here, touching base with you. Hope you're having a fantastic week and setting up for this upcoming holiday seasons that we're entering. Fantastic time to be selling and going out and learning how to become the best salesperson you've ever become. So what I want to do is touch on three things. I think these three things will give you a little bit of strategy, encouragement, and help so that you can stay on the path that you want to continue on to be successful. Whether you're just starting out, whether you've got years of experience in the business, maybe these three things will keep you in center with the things that you want to do. So one of the things of the three that I wanted to start out with is, if you can guess, to be successful, it is stay consistent. So consistent, one of the definitions is to be the same way. So I was thinking about a story or how I kind of do it every day. When I go in to work, it's boring. Consistent is probably one of the more boring aspects of selling, but consistency wins. Everybody knows somebody in the business, car business especially, who's come in, had a killer month, did a great job, and then all of a sudden they've gone from 20 cars down to 9 cars. And part of that wasn't their skill, wasn't their pipeline. No, it was their attitude and their consistency. They decided they had a great week and month previous, and then they're going to go ahead and blow all that money on whatever they say they deserve it. They worked hard. Let's go ahead and blow that money. And then all of a sudden, their mind isn't right for the next month, and then they just aren't consistent. And they end up, selling 9 cars, and then they're like going to struggle again, so they go back to selling 20 cars. So I know many of you probably know a lot of those people at your dealership, and they are not, at the end of the month or year consistent, and they end up leaving or blowing out or whatever happens. So staying consistent, that is huge, and that is being the same way. So when you come in, make your calls, do your appointments, have a routine together, change it up, but have your goals set. Are you going to talk to 3 people, set 3 appointments, and make, whatever it is, your 50 calls that your store, highlights that you need to have? Make sure that you are doing the same thing every day. And if it's not bringing you success over a certain amount of time, then you might want to change up that strategy. And then if that works, then keep that consistent, whatever strategy that is. So make yourself pliable, but also stay consistent with whatever works, and do it month in, month out. And you'll see that as you have the low points, you'll be able to go ahead and have success in the long term. Second thing, besides staying consistent with whatever works for you, is, staying persistent. So staying persistent. Number 2, staying persistent. Excuse my wonderful handwriting. It's just gorgeous, I know. But consistent and then persistent. So that is continuing firmly. So persistence, when you've got objections and you're staying with your consistency that you're doing day in, day out, are you staying persistent? Are you staying firm? When a customer gives you an objection, do you give up and just wallow in it? Or do you stay persistent? Are you continuing to grow in your knowledge and learning how to handle objections, becoming better at it each and every day? So being persistent, that goes along with staying consistent so that you can grow yourself and really overcome those continuing learning periods. I've had many customers that give me a lot of difficulty, and I didn't know how to overcome those objections. But as I learned to stay fast in it and continue firm, learning how to grow my knowledge of overcoming those different objections and building that rapport with the customer, well, it creates a model of success. So the second thing is that persistence, that you continue to stand strong and continue to overcome those objections and different things that come up at your store. The third thing that will create that success for you is to stay resilient. So resilient, number 3, resilience. And part of the definition of that is to recover quickly, to withstand and bounce back. So if you're staying consistent, you've got persistence, and then all of a sudden you get thrown off and something you can't recover from, you've been working on a customer for 2 or 3 days, maybe you're in the internet department trying to bring them in, work the entire deal out, all the finite details, and then all of a sudden they bought somewhere else. Do you just have a bad attitude, throw it in, say, it's the store, if we only had better pricing, whatever it is that you come up with, and then all of a sudden you just got a bad attitude for the rest of the month, and you sell 10 cars, and then you continue that bad attitude? Or do you bounce back? Do you recover quickly? You say, okay, that was just, whatever the customer was thinking, I don't know, but, they chose to do something different, and I've got several other customers I'm going to work on. So make sure that you're staying resilient, and that is about creating a great attitude that bounces back quickly. It's okay to be angry and upset for a little bit, but make sure you're being resilient. Bounce back so you can create that mode and that mood for yourself so you're staying successful. So, number 1, again, consistent, persistent, and resilient. Stay with those things. Stay strong, my friend, and continue to be successful at your store and put these things into practice.